in beautiful Sonoma, California at the Fairmont Mission Inn. I'm so excited to be here. This is a historic hotel, and I'm a huge fan of all Fairmont hotels. So let's go see our room. Oh my God! Look at all of the color. It is so bright and cheerful in here. So we have the deluxe fireplace room, and look at the detail on this mural. How gorgeous is that? I love that. There's no bed like a Fairmont bed. A complimentary bottle of wine comes with every room, so we can enjoy that later by our nice toasty cozy fire. How fun is that? Then we have a nice view, I don't know if you can see out here, of the gardens and the grounds. Beautiful, that's our view. I love it, it's so calm in here. Ooh, nice counter space. Oh my goodness, we gotta get a close-up of the shower situation here. Yes.
Tall people.
And of course, the beautiful robes that are all ready for us to snuggle up in later tonight by the fire while we're drinking our wine. I love it. I'm so excited to be here. Next up, we gotta go to our first wine tasting.
What do you think about this one? You like it?
I love it. I love this so much.
Good.
It almost doesn't even look like wine in the glass, too.
I know.
It's so
like what we were
crazy.
saying, and that's pretty awesome.
I love it.
So one of the cool things I like to talk about on the property that we're going to see the first right up here is the olive trees. The olive trees do a few different things for us. One, they actually act kind of like erosion prevention. So we plant them on the ridge lines and things like that. It prevents erosion because they have really, really strong root systems. Yeah, so we plant them close together like that. They also bring in a parasitic wasp that actually takes care of something for us called a glassy wing sharpshooter that will actually lay eggs inside of the rootstock itself. They bury themselves in there. And it'll actually cut off the irrigation source to the entire vine itself, and it'll kill it in 2 to 3 years. But we can't use pesticides. So that's one of those things in biodynamics where we plant things to bring in other things that kind of act like an entire self-sustained ecosystem within the parameters of the property itself. So this is where we were before. So right down here is the road we took at the bottom.
This is the
We let them go all over.
Oh, they go everywhere?
And then kind of cool to look at from up here too. We have the owl boxes that kind of take care of our rodent problem, if we had one, which we don't really have one anymore because we have all these owls. And these red birdhouses that you'll see that bring in bluebirds, and those take care of aphids and things like that around the vines too. So I mean, keep going back to the whole fact of having all these things that can take care of its stuff naturally, without having to blast all of your vines with pesticides and fungicides and things like that too.
This makes me feel like I really need to be upping my gardening game.
Yeah, we go pretty extreme. I mean, like I was saying, it takes a long time just to get certified. We hired like a team of scientists to come out and kind of get us all started and set up with what we had to do because they're very, very strict to be certified by this right here. We got about 29,000 square feet in the entire thing. Hold up to about 4,000 barrels inside with 3 different types of oak barrels that we use. We use French, American, and Hungarian. So you're going to get to kind of see those as we go in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We got our own little cave drawings throughout the place, like a bear. We're having a party here tonight.
Oh yeah, so you're going inside the cave.
Yeah. We're going to stay on the back side of the cave for the most part, and then kind of stay outside in the barn area. So let me see if I can.
Like literally, you're living my dream life.
It's pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So anywhere you guys are comfortable.
That's so good. Sarah, what are we doing?
I'm gonna light the bag. Here's this bag. And in order to start our fireplace, we just light it.
So we just got back from dinner at Oso Sonoma. We lit a beautiful fire in our gorgeous fireplace, and I thought we could crack open some champagne for a cozy, ridiculously romantic girls trip night at Fairmont Mission in Sonoma. So cozy with the crackling of it. Oh, look at all those bubbles. Yes.
Good morning. I'm so well rested after a wonderful night's sleep in the most comfortable bed. Now we are off to breakfast at Sante, and then get this, we're going to the spa.
Are you in heaven right now?
I'm so excited. This is supposedly one of the best spas in the country. We just did the bathing ritual, and now I'm going to get the hot toddy scrub and massage.
The treatment begins with the exfoliation with a sugar scrub that smells exactly like butterbeer from Harry Potter.
I'm so soft, holy moly.
After your scrub is rinsed off, you are then treated to a full body massage to really work the lotion in there and rehydrate after your exfoliation.
I'm so relaxed after a nice morning at the spa, and now we're at our first wine tasting of the day at Buena Vista Winery in Sonoma.
So this little room is what's left of what was the very first wine cave dug into any hillside of California. Never kid.
Wow.
With Boston.
This is very glamorous.
So this is Diane, the queen of the Bubble Lounge.
And part of my cold hand. Beautiful. We are the only winery in the nation to have an American winery name on a champagne bottle, French champagne. Back in the day, Marie Antoinette was around. This is the shape they made it in, so we had to keep everything true to form. Yeah. Fabulous. So it's called La Victoire de Victory, and it's gorgeous. It's all from Epernay, Ouzay, Auvergne, the grapes, all Grand Cru vineyards. Bottled, labeled, everything there, and then shipped here. So it's an import, but it's ours. And 70% Pinot Noir, 30% Chardonnay, and 9 hours on the skins with a Brut Rosé. And I think John Charles would say, in the moonlight.
Oh my gosh.
Open up the barrel. This is a Pinot Noir from the Russian River Valley. And you go like your thumb over it like that. Boom.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that was
one.
fancy.
Now you take the glass,
Yes.
lift the thumb off.
Too cool.
Secret passageway. Love a good secret passageway.
We then settled in the wine cave to test some of Buena Vista's wonderful wines before heading out to Sonoma Plaza.
Katie Rose, where are we?
We're at Sweet Screams Ice Cream. This is like the best ice cream I've ever had. This is butter brickle, the best chocolate chip cookie, and dark chocolate. Okay, let's have this too.
Next, we drove to Napa Valley for a tour and tasting at Black Stallion Winery, where we learned about the nitty-gritty of winemaking. We toured the barrel room, converted from an old barn. We saw the educational wine garden, the vines, and the famous Black Stallion fountain. We then headed inside to taste some of Black Stallion's best reds. My favorite, of course, was Bucephalus, named after Alexander the Great's horse.
So the idea with these wines is this is the tannic food wine, in my opinion. It's very tannic, so it goes well with very fatty foods. I think this is also the more typical Napa Valley Cabernet. It's 100% Cabernet, and it's very strong, very tannic. Bucephalus is a blend. The idea with blends generally is that you're trying to make them taste smoother. Sort of like the 2007 that you just tried is smoother, but in a different way. This wine is smooth, but also very aromatic. It still has the tannins at the same time, but it sort of hits you all over the palate. So it feels like it's smoothly going all the way down the back.
Yeah, that is phenomenal. Well, I don't know about you, but I have worked up an appetite touring Black Stallion Winery. So we are heading to downtown Napa, and then we're going to go to Torc for dinner.
We did a little bit of shopping before dinner in Napa, and I have to give a quick shout out to Boho Lifestyle. It's the cutest store, pretty close to Torc. I just loved it. I bought everything in sight, including the dress that I wore the next day. I cannot say enough amazing things about Torc in Napa Valley. Oh my goodness, we loved every single thing that we ate that evening. The potato croquettes with truffle yogurt dip are an absolute must. I adored my beet salad. We had pasta with truffle freshly shaved at our table. Oh my goodness. I had the lobster risotto as if pasta wasn't enough, and then we finished with the Sleeping Beauty dessert, which is apple, it's cinnamony, it's got some mascarpone, it's got some ice cream. Absolutely incredible evening. Can we take a moment to just appreciate how stunning of a hotel Fairmont Sonoma Mission Inn is? It is so gorgeous, so well maintained. The staff is super friendly. It's just a wonderful place to spend a weekend. So far today, we had the most magical day doing the bathing ritual at the Willow Stream Spa here at beautiful Fairmont Sonoma Mission Inn. It's so wonderful. I have seen some of the best spas in the world, and this might be the most beautiful one I've ever seen. The bathing ritual is magical. You start off in a pool, you go into a wonderfully heated jacuzzi, then you move into this fabulous rain tunnel, followed by a eucalyptus steam, and then hanging out in the sauna. It was a wonderful way to start the day. We were so energized. Then we headed over to brunch, had the most delicious meal, ricotta pancakes. Apparently that's a signature dish here. Bacon, berries, and a peppermint candy cane mocha. So delicious. Next up, we're gonna go to BR Cohn for our last wine tasting of the trip.
This is a 1920s working dairy farm. So these are 160-year-old olive trees imported from France. The story is this used to be in the 1800s. This was a Wells Fargo train stop, and this place was importing some tree, there's just some, I guess at the time there were young trees that were imported from France. The train broke down or something happened where it was urgent that they planted them right here. And that's how this became the Olive Hill. So whenever you see one of our wines, it's Olive Hill Estate. That's why, because you're sitting on the Olive Hill.
Beautiful.
But yeah, so 1920s dairy farm. Then in the late 70s, Bruce Cohn, with the money that he made from managing the Doobie Brothers, he bought this place to raise his family. And actually just this little tiny house right here on the side you're about to see was the tasting room for for the first 20 years, just this little guy right here. And his family grew up in this house. When they got older, they moved out, and he purchased some property in the back. That's where he still lives. He's not actually the owner of the estate anymore. He sold it about 2 years ago. Still very rock and roll. We actually just signed a contract with Bottle Rock. You've heard of them, the music. So they do it's like 60 bands within 3 days. It's this big music series. They had Tom Petty was there last year, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and big names like that. And that's where the Doobies have played 20 times or so. We had Journey out here. Leonard Skinner's been out here.
It's pretty unique too, because I haven't heard any other winery that's having music festivals.
Well, yeah, some places have live music on the weekends and stuff like that, but it's nothing like this. Where
Leonard Skinner.
Well, that's
Or like Journey.
That's
Leonard
our
Skinner
brand,
comes out.
So, yeah.
That's amazing.
That's really what we focus on, is having people coming out here and having a good time and coming back. See sometimes where I eat my lunch, we got a little picnic table out there. Another really cool thing I think about this property is that we have a hot springs that runs right under the property. So it keeps our grapes about 5 to 10 degrees hotter than a lot of these surrounding vineyards, which allows us to grow these nice big cabs and Zins and Malbecs. That's usually what we specialize in. Yeah, so we're circling back here. This is where a lot of our Olive Hill Estate Cabernet grows, and then a lot of our Malbec as well. It's easier to show you the difference when there's leaves, but.
After our tour, we had a food and wine tasting where we got to try BR Cohn's wines and olive oils. So delicious. And even though we weren't hungry at all, we had a dozen oysters before leaving. Well, that's it for me here at beautiful Fairmont Sonoma Mission Inn. I don't know about you, but I am so sad to be flying back to Dallas right now. I had the best time exploring the California wine country, relaxing at beautiful Willow Stream Spa, eating all the delicious food they have to offer. This has just been the best trip and hopefully the first of many here in California's wine country.